What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and in this video we're going to be continuing our Secret of Monkey Island playthrough. We just bought a treasure map from this guy. We can take a look at it here. And it kind of looks like dancing lessons, but I do believe this will lead us to the treasure, which is one of our 3 trials. So we need to go back, left, right, back, right, left, back. So let's go ahead and go to the forest, and we can get there by going to the lookout, and then all the way to the overview map. Once we do that, we should be able to find the clearing or the forest area, the fork I believe it's called, where we will be able to look for the treasure. So we'll head up this cliffside now, and then that will be one of the 3 trials complete, which will be a pretty big deal. There's only 3 trials here. You'll notice that the map will have a little bit more activity on it now that we have a sword. There are some pirates walking around. We can't actually interact with them in any meaningful way yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. First, let's take a look at the treasure map again here. We can tell that it says back, left, right. Oops, I keep hitting escape there, hoping that'll get me out of the map, but that's not what we need. So back, then to the left. Actually, I want to pick this real quick.
My, what an unusually bright yellow they are.
Can I pick it up?
I've already got one.
Oh, I've already got one. Perfect. So now we're going to the left. And now we're going to the right. And so there are 9 steps that we'll have to follow. Looks like we're about a third of the way through it. Let's take a look at the map again. Left, right, back. So I think we can do that now. We'll go left, and then to the right, and then we'll go back. You can see how this forest can be a little bit disorientating if you don't know where you're going. Exits don't always lead to logical parts in the next map, so a little bit hard to get your bearing. Let's take a look at the map again here. The final set of instructions tell us to go right, left, and back. So right, then, oops, didn't mean to click out there, so then left, and then we'll go back. Now this should be a completely different looking area of the forest, because this is where the treasure is actually going to be. So, you guys might know what the treasure is, but for those of you who don't, it's kind of a
Here
joke.
lies treasure of such unimaginable wealth. Well, you'll just have to dig it up to believe it. Paid for by the Melee Island Chamber of Commerce.
So the Chamber of Commerce usually deals with touristy stuff, and so this is more of a tourist attraction than an actual treasure. So we could use the shovel with the X.
Shouldn't take too long.
And we can watch him dig it all up.
Hours pass.
He's a persistent digger.
Hey, I think I hit something. Oh boy! It's a t-shirt. Not my size, but a nice one nonetheless. Well, I guess I should put all this dirt back now.
I gotta tell you, I thought it was pretty funny that there wasn't actual treasure. But I was disappointed.
Hours pass.
Because I was really hoping it was going to be a ton of money that I could buy some other stuff with. Regardless, we have completed this task now. We can also read this here.
The Lost Treasure of Melee Island. This carefully reproduced piece of Melee Island history has delighted thousands of would-be pirates and their families for generations. Remember, there are other pirates on this island. So go easy on the treasure. Leave some for the next person.
That's pretty funny. So, not a real treasure there, but perhaps a test of a pirate's merit nonetheless. So, we'll go out here, and now we'll be back on the overview map. There are a couple more spots that are still yet undefined here. This just says lights. This is called a house. That says island there. This is a dirty, rotten pirate. And so, there's this one here, which is undefined. We can go a bunch of different directions here. I know that we will eventually have to go here, but I'm not sure it's going to be beneficial for us yet. Where I know we need to go right now is to this bridge. We'll try to get past this troll.
Stop! You must pay a toll.
So let's try to figure out what his toll is.
How much is the toll?
Well, what have you got?
And so it kind of lists some different stuff that are in our inventory now. So let's ask him if he wants some semi-rancid meat.
Some semi-rancid meat?
I want something that'll attract attention, but have no real importance.
So, something that will attract
I'll try to find something
attention,
like that. Bye.
but have no real importance. Do we have anything in our inventory like that?
Give me what I want. Then
I eat ya.
none shall pass.
So we better get it right or this guy's going to eat us. So let's take a
I
look
think
at
it's
this
a herring.
fish.
None shall pass.
So it's a red herring. That's kind of a joke there.
Ah, a red herring. Pass.
Cool. So that was the little fish that we got from dealing with the seagull over at the scum bar. And additionally, that's not a real troll there. So pretty funny stuff. Now the troll's gone and we can't really see him anymore. We should have taken a look at what he looked like here in the old version. Regardless, let's move forward. Let's take a look at these lights. You can see here that
Welcome to Stan's previously
it's
owned
not
vessels.
currently open.
I'm off searching the globe right now for the finest in previously owned marine transportation. Have a
Cool.
look around. I'll be right back.
So I was so excited to get a boat in this game. Let's take a look at some of these boats here. There's like a cool Viking one. This one doesn't look too great. This was the boat I wanted to buy, I think. It's big. Let's take a look at what it looked like in the old game. Yeah, big and red. I either wanted this one or I wanted the Viking one. What I didn't want was this half-sunken one or this three-quarters sunken one. We'll get back here a little bit later. It's pretty funny that this one says fuel economy as well. I don't think any of these boats actually use fuel necessarily. Yeah, we'll get to that a little bit later too, if you haven't played the game before. Let's move on to this house over here. And this will allow us to start the second of our 2 trials here. You can see that this is a sword training master. So let's take a look at this.
Captain Smirk's Big Body Pirate Gym. Prices. Sword training, 30 pieces of weight. Cannon firing, 160 pieces of weight. Balls extra. Grappling hook, 130 pieces of weight. Hook extra.
So that is pretty cool there. What we're interested though is
I think I'll
the sword.
It'd only be polite.
I chose the option just to open the door,
What do you want, you wimpy little spineless maggot?
but Guybrush is a limpy little spineless maggot, and so he had to knock first. So let's tell him that we want to beat the sword master because that's what the pirates in the scum bar told us we'll need to do.
Could you train me to be better than the sword master?
Better than the sword master? You? You could never be half the sword fighter Carla is. Even with hours of hard work and sweat and blood. I remember fighting side by side with Carla at Port Royal. The local constabulary had us cornered. It looked like we were done for, but then she said, "But I digress. You just don't have what it takes."
So let's tell him that, you know, we do have what it takes. I'm not going to tell him that he should quit smoking because that's a personal choice.
I do so have what it takes.
You do not.
Let's tell him again.
I do so.
You do not.
And again.
I do so.
Oh, I like your spirit. I'll do what I can. Of course, it'll cost you. What do you got?
Well, you know, we can tell him we read the sign. We know it's 30 pieces of 8. Let's ask him if he'll do it for free, though.
Well, I figured you'd do it for free.
Well, you figured wrong. What else have you got?
He's a man of conviction.
Well, I've got 30 pieces of 8.
Say no more, say no more. Let's see your sword.
Okay, check it out.
So if you haven't bought the sword yet from the Swordmaster,
Nice
he won't
one.
train you.
Let's get to it.
Or not from the Swordmaster, from the
Okay, you
Shopmaster.
maggot. Why don't you whip that sword out and let's see what you can do with it?
The sword fighting
Boy,
mechanics are not what you
fight
expect.
like a dairy farmer. I usually don't waste my time with vermin like yourself. But seeing as this LeChuck thing has put a cramp on business, I got no choice. I need the money. Yes, I can see this is gonna take some special measures. Just want you to know, I don't do this with everyone. It's only because I feel that special student mentor pieces of 8 bonding that I'm going to these lengths. I'm gonna put you up against the machine.
Machine? Is this gonna hurt?
Well, at least we paid him because this is a fun experience here.
Yikes.
Come at me. Don't be afraid, you won't hurt me. No! Beat first, then lunge. Watch your footwork. Advance, thrust, recover, parry, repulse. Use your forte against the foible. Distance, distance!
Hours later.
You're starting to get the hang of it.
More hours later.
If you held a sword like that
Not bad.
for
You got
hours,
good form. Now I'm gonna let
incredible
you in
endurance.
on the true secret of sword fighting. Sword fighting is kind of like making love. It's not always what you do, but what you say. Any fool pirate can swing a sharp piece of metal around and hope to cut something. But the pros, they know just when to cut their opponent with an insult. One that catches them off guard. You see, kid, your wit's gotta be twice as sharp as your sword. Let's try a couple of insults out, shall we? Okay, imagine this. We're fighting up a storm. Just like Carla and I were doing at Port Royal. There's a sudden break in the fighting, and I say to you, you fight like a dairy farmer. You respond with?
And so this is how the sword fighting mechanics are going to work in this game. Well, we need something to say back to him that would kind of rebuttal his insult there. And we don't currently know the rebuttal for that particular insult. So we could say something stupid like, "So's your mother."
So's your mother.
I can see we've got a lot of work to do here. You should have responded with something like, "How appropriate. You fight like a cow." You see, it's razor-sharp wit like that that wins fights. Let's try another. Imagine this. You're trapped up against a wall. My sword just slashed 2 cuts into your face. I say, soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab. You respond with?
And again, this is another insult lead that we do not have an answer to. We can see, though, that since he told us the answer, "How appropriate, you fight like a cow," that is now one of our choices. This game is obviously very old. We can look at what it used to look like here. And you can imagine that there would be no real way to have entertaining sword combat in a point-and-click adventure game. And so the way they made it interesting is by having a series of different insults and rebuttals that you have to learn.
How
And
appropriate. You fight
that's
like
just
a
kind of how it
cow.
works.
No, no, no! That was the response from the last insult! Doesn't even make sense when used here! Ah. A correct response to, "Soon you'll be wearing my sword like a shish kebab," would have been something like, "First, you better stop waving it around like a feather duster." See? Razor sharp. Now, I suggest you go out there and learn some insults.
I can't help but feel like I've been ripped off.
So,
I'm sure you're feeling something similar.
I wasn't really feeling something similar. I thought it was really, really funny. Now we're going to go out here and you'll see that there are even more pirates. Let's go interact with one of them. They all have different names here. Actually, some of them have the same name. Apparently there are multiple ugly pirates on this island. Those guys are moving too fast, we might not be able to catch them. Or we can catch that guy, I hope.
What you be wanting, you scurvy lubber?
So we can tell him that we want to fight him.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
Now, how deep is this guy's insult and rebuttal dictionary? I'm not entirely sure. But what we can see here is that we've only got 2 insults right now. So it's pretty unlikely that we're going to be able to beat this guy, because I think you need 3 hits in order to win.
You fight like a dairy farmer.
How appropriate. You fight like a cow.
So now we're down 1 point, and he's on the offensive.
You're no match for my brains, you poor fool.
And so we have these 2 answers, and we don't know anything. But we did learn a new insult.
I'm shaken. I'm shaken.
I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
We've learned another new insult.
Oh, yeah? I give up. You win.
So we'll begin to have a more extensive dictionary of insults now.
Aye, this better be important.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
So while we're trying to work through this efficiently, I don't want to use one that I already know the answer to. So we know the answer to both of these 2. We do not have answers for either of these 2. So I'll ask him one or insult him with one of these.
I've spoken with apes more polite than you.
I'm glad to hear you attended your family reunion.
Well, he's beating us, but at least we learned a new answer.
I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
We don't know an answer to that either, though.
Oh, yeah?
Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
And I believe the answer to that would be something along the lines of, you run that fast, but we don't know it yet. So we'll hit him with another I'm shaking.
I'm shaking. Look behind you, a 3-headed monkey.
We'll continue to just stand here and fight every pirate that comes across us.
Important.
Ever notice how all these roads start to look the same?
Yeah, now that you mention it, they do. It's probably just that we're tired.
So that's an in-joke there, because obviously the game only had so much memory, and a lot of the fighting areas looked like this. Let's talk to him, though.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
We might actually have enough insults now that we have something that he doesn't know yet. So, we did get the answer for the apes smarter than you, because that was the family reunion one. We don't know the answer yet to this dog one. Let's throw that at him.
I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
He must have taught you everything you know.
Bummer. We'll keep losing here.
I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
Oh, yeah?
I think that has something to do with hemorrhoids. I'm not sure.
This is the end for you, you gutter-crawling cur.
And I don't remember the answer for that one.
I am
So
rubber, you are glue.
right now we're getting absolutely wrecked
Where did
by
my
these
sword
dudes. But we're going to eventually start having the necessary
Stopping
tools
a
to beat
pirate
them.
Can be dangerous to your health.
Let's ask him about the weather.
Nice night we're having, isn't it?
I sure hoped you had something more important to stop me for.
You can ask them a little bit more about why they talk so funny and stuff, but that's kind of just to give you hints on finding out more about the insult sword fighting, and we're already on our way to becoming the new sword master
My name is
here.
Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
It might not seem like it yet, but we will start winning these sword fights eventually. So let's throw this one at him and see if he gives us an answer.
Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
You run that fast?
So there we go.
Have you stopped wearing diapers yet?
That's another new insult for us. We don't have the answer for it, so let's tell
He
him.
must have taught you everything you know.
And that's another loss for us there.
This is the end for you, you gutter-crawling cur.
And there's another insult that we don't know an answer
Oh,
to.
yeah?
So, another lost sword fight, but I think
Look
we
behind
learned
you, a
another
three-headed
answer. We'll keep making progress here. It does seem like we're getting wrecked
What you
over
been
and over
wanting,
again,
you
though.
Scurvy lubber.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
Alright, so let's ask, have you stopped wearing diapers
Have you
yet?
stopped wearing diapers yet?
I am rubber, you are glue.
Ah, I think that's our first win there. Cool. So, let's ask him another one that we don't know the answer for. We know this one, we know that one, we don't know this one.
This is the end for you, you gutter-crawling cur.
Oh yeah?
Ha! This guy's down 2, we might win it. We didn't learn anything from him, though. And that's the real victory. This is another one that we don't have.
I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
I'm shaking, I'm shaking.
Ah, this guy must be another newbie like us. He
I
got
give up.
wrecked.
You win.
So we don't necessarily win anything, no monetary gain or anything like that.
Wanting, you scurvy lubber?
But you can see how as our dictionary and glossary of insults and rebuttals begins to grow,
My name is Guybrush
we become a little
Threepwood.
bit better at
Prepare
this.
to die.
We always start on the offensive, at least against these guys. So, what's another one that we don't have the
This
answer
is the
to?
end for you, you gutter-crawling cur.
And I've got a little tip for you. Get the point?
Perfect. Learn something new
I
there.
got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
There was another insult we don't know. So,
You run that fast?
we're down 2 at this point. Probably going to lose to this
You
guy.
make me want to puke.
Especially since he threw another new one
You
at
run
us.
that fast?
I'm not exactly sure
Yes,
how many
nice
total
move.
insults there are, but you can see that there are quite a few, and it's going to take us just a little bit to train up all the insults we need on these
What
pirates.
you be wanting, you scurvy lubber?
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
Alright, so we do know the answer for this one, and this one. This one we do, this one we don't.
Ugh, you make me want to puke.
I am rubber, you are glue.
He doesn't know the answer for that either.
I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
I'm shaking, I'm shaking.
Bummer. This guy might be another dunce. Not gonna learn anything from him.
Have you stopped wearing diapers yet?
Why, did you want to borrow one?
Alright, so now it's been productive. We've actually learned a new rebuttal.
I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
And I really think this one's like, oh, your hemorrhoids are flaring up that bad, or something along those lines, because this, you know, as a young child, was the exact moment that I learned what hemorrhoids were. And I had to look it up, and I was truly disgusted, and I decided that I never wanted to get hemorrhoids. Luckily, I've avoided them. So, let's
You
just
run
use
that
this one
fast?
again.
You have the manners of a beggar.
So, this was a back and forth sword battle, and we lost it after starting out ahead.
Oh, yeah? Look behind you! A three-headed monkey!
Alright. We'll keep trying to fight these guys. Looks like we're fighting an
Move
ugly
out of the
pirate
way,
here.
Or I cuts me way through.
In the past, this yellow-headed guy has been
My
pretty
name
good.
is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
Maybe we can get some new answers from him. So we do have that one. We do have that one. We do have that one. I don't think we have this one, right?
Ugh, you make me want to puke.
You make me think somebody already did.
Perfect. I think that's a new one for us.
I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
And so this is good. We can get a rebuttal on him. And when we do that, where is it? He must have taught you everything you
He
know.
must have taught you everything you know.
We can try to learn another answer after this.
I got this scar on my face during a mighty struggle.
I hope now you've learned to stop picking your nose.
Oh, that is a good one for that one. Give yourself a scar picking your
Nobody's ever
nose.
drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
You run that fast?
So you can see now that we have an appropriate number of insults and rebuttals, it goes back and forth a little bit. So we do have the answer for that one. I think we have the answer for all 6 of these. Let's scroll down a little bit. There's still some more that we don't have. Let's try to get that hemorrhoids one.
I'm not gonna take your insolence sitting down.
Your hemorrhoids are flaring up again, eh?
That is where I learned about hemorrhoids. Excellent.
Stopping a pirate can be dangerous to your health.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
Alright, so we've got all of these. Perfect. Let's go down and tell him about the beggar.
You have the manners of a beggar.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, he doesn't know the answer to that. So some of these aren't good enough insults and will get you an automatic loss of a point. So we don't want to use those.
You're no match for my brains, you poor fool.
Oh, yeah?
Bummer. I don't think this guy's going to teach us anything. I don't think we have anything else we can learn at this point. So let's see if he has anything that he could try to teach us as an insult.
What an idiot.
What's the matter? Just get out of sword fighting class.
So that takes us back a little bit.
There are no words for how disgusting you are.
So at least we learned a new insult from this guy here. We could have just beat him probably by using another one of these, or another insult, but at least we learned a new insult. So
Why? Did you want to borrow one?
now whichever one gets this point
People
is the
fall at
winner.
my feet when they see me coming.
I think that one's they can smell you from that far away or something. Anywho, looks like we lost this fight, but
I'm
we
glad to
learned
hear you
2
attended
new
your family
insults.
reunion. Yikes, nice move.
Cool.
What you be wanting, you scurvy lubber?
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
I think we've had our best luck with this guy so far, so we'll keep using him, hopefully.
You're no match for my brains, you poor fool.
I'd be in real trouble if you ever used them.
Perfect. We learned a new answer there.
This is the end for you, you gutter-crawling cur.
We'll answer
And
that.
I've got a little tip for you. Get the point?
So I think this one's 1-1 now, and we have a chance to learn another answer for one we don't have.
You have the manners of a beggar.
Oh, yeah?
None of them seem to know the answer to that one, and I can't quite remember it. It's been too long. So let's see if he knows the answer to the one about no words.
There are no words for how disgusting you are.
Yes, there are. You just never learned them.
Oh, that's good.
I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
I don't know the answer for that one, so we'll just
Oh, yeah?
lose this fight.
Look behind you. A three-headed monkey.
I think one time in every some odd, a three-headed monkey does actually appear.
Stopping a pirate can be dangerous to your health.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. Prepare to die.
Cool. So we'll keep going here, and we'll try to figure out how we can get the ones that we don't know yet. I don't think we know the beggar one yet.
You have the manners of a beggar.
I wanted to make sure you'd feel comfortable with me.
Another win there, even though we lost that point.
Nobody's ever drawn blood from me, and nobody ever will.
Cool, so we know the
You
answer
run
for that one.
fast?
Alright, so where's another one that we don't know the answer to? We know this one, we know that one, and we know that one. We don't know this contemptible sneak one yet, so let's use that one.
Contemptible sneak.
I'm shaking, I'm shaking.
So he's backed up pretty far now. There's another one that we could use. This one, the people fall at my feet.
People fall at my feet when they see me coming.
Even before they smell your breath.
There we go.
I once owned a dog that was smarter than you.
So now we'll win this fight because we'll say, oh, he taught you everything you know. And then we're pretty good. Where is that one? There we go.
He must have taught you everything you know.
I give up. You win.
So at a certain point in time, once we know enough stuff, these guys will start telling us
You scurvy lubber.
that we're able to beat the Swordmaster.
My
So we'll
name
go
is
until we
Guybrush
get that
Threepwood.
far.
Prepare to die.
Let's hit him with one that we don't quite know yet.
I've heard you were a contemptible sneak.
Oh, yeah?
Bummer. We still don't know that one. Is that the only one that we don't really have an answer for right now? I think it is, which is unfortunate. So, I don't know what to throw at him here. I guess we'll just
Boy,
give
are
him a
you
chance to
ugly.
attack.
What's the matter? Just get out of sword fighting class.
Because this way we can actually learn something from him. Otherwise, it's just a
This is
waste.
the end for you, you gutter-crawling cur.
And I've got a little tip for you. Get the point?
Doesn't look like he wanted to give us anything new, though, so we'll just throw another one at him. I don't know which one to throw at him.
You fight like a dairy farmer.
One of the basic ones.
I'm shaking, I'm shaking.
He must not have had the 30 pieces of 8. They teach you that one in class.
You're good enough to fight the
Ah, look at that. We're good enough to
Swordmaster.
fight the Swordmaster. Bitchin'. Let's go to the village. So, the good enough to fight the Swordmaster basically means that you know X amount of rebuttals, basically. Because the Swordmaster is going to give you so many odds to beat her or whatever. So many chances you have to get enough of her insults right. And or enough of the answers to her insults right. So, we'll figure out how to get to the Swordmaster here by going to the shopkeep and asking him to take us there. Or asking him to go talk to her, at least. And then we'll follow him. Because we're sneaky.
I've got my eye on you, boy. Steal anything and I break your legs. What do you want?
I've only been a good paying customer to him so
I'm
far.
looking for the Swordmaster of Melee Island.
Look, I told you she doesn't want to see you.
Maybe if you asked her again?
I guess I could hike all the way over there. Again. Be right back.
Now, in my first playthrough of this game as a
And
child,
don't touch anything.
I made this old man walk a long way. Alright, so let's follow him. There he goes. This is very cool. You know, even in the old version of the game, it was scripted like that. He would walk off stage right as you came in from the back portion of the stage there. And so he just keeps going a little bit ahead of you, and we'll just keep following him. We don't want to go into the scum bar, that might mess it up. We could go hand in our treasure hunting quest to the pirates, but we'll do that after we get the Swordmaster defeated as well. So, must have just been an old guy passing this old guy. Obviously he didn't see it, he's blind. So, the shopkeeper went to the fork there, We are going to the fork. We'll follow him through each of these doors. Probably should pick up those red flowers. Oh well. I'm not sure if I need the red ones or not. So it looks like that little sign there makes this bridge activate. Pretty interesting. And now this will be the Swordmaster. He said her name was Carla.
I better just stay back here and eavesdrop.
Hello again, Carla.
I thought I told you to get lost.
Actually, I'm here on business. This kid come into my store, see?
Face it, you crusty old lech. You'd make any excuse just to come out here and bother me.
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, cut it out. I'm sick of it. Take a hike and don't come out here again. Someone might follow you, and then I'd become another Melee Island tourist attraction.
Hey, it's your loss, baby.
Yeah, right. Now scram.
So he's a little bit less creepy than Herbert from the Captain Scarlet DLC, but you know, some of those guys are just creepy, I guess. We'll go talk to Carla here.
How dare you approach the Swordmaster without permission? Which I surely didn't give you.
Ah, what a stuck-up bitch.
My name is Guybrush Threepwood. I've come to kill you.
Nothing like being honest. I can
Damn
tell by
straight.
the sarcastic expression on your face that you've been fully trained by Captain Smirk. Let's get this over with. No one will ever catch me fighting as badly as you do.
So you'll see that she uses different insults than the normal pirates, but the rebuttals can work for in the same way. We can use the same rebuttals to answer her new insults.
You run that fast?
And in the Swordmaster fight,
There are no clever moves that can help you now.
she is always on the offensive. So this is a really clever bit of writing here. They made it so that these answers can work for two different questions. That is pretty good. So we're looking for the one that says there are, you just haven't learned them. There we go.
Yes, there are. You just never learned them.
I've got the courage and skill of a master swordsman.
So that's going to be like the brains one where we say we'll be in trouble if she ever used them.
I'd be in real trouble if you ever used them.
My wisest enemies run away at the first sight of me.
This will be another breath one about the stinky breath. You can see that she takes 5 hits to kill instead of just the 3 that the other ones take.
Even before they smell your breath?
My tongue is sharper than any sword.
Is that the Feather Duster one? I'm not sure. Maybe that's one we don't know the answer to. Let's try the Feather Duster one. My tongue is sharper than any sword. Yeah, I think the only one that might fit is the Feather Duster.
First, you'd better stop waving it like a feather duster.
Ah!
I give up. You win.
I was right.
Well, I hope you're happy.
You
can
know
go
I am.
back and brag to all your friends about how you beat the Swordmaster.
Hell yeah.
You need proof.
I'm gonna upload it to YouTube.
Here. This should convince them.
Another t-shirt. Pretty bitchin'. So that's where we'll go ahead and end this one, guys. We completed 2 of the 3 trials. If we save game here, instead of it being at 13%, we can see that it now says it's at 19%. So we made some progress here. I expect that number to jump quite a bit once we actually hand these quests in to the Pirates in the Scum Bar. But as always, guys, I thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. Otherwise, I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.